Well, good morning, my lovelies, and welcome to a very bright, a very sunny, a very warm, slightly breezy Sunday morning. I hope you are all well. Well, we're blessed again today with some wonderfully warm weather. About time. And even though I'm not a fan of the hot weather, it's just nice to be able to come and sit out or walk out in the sunshine for a change. Anyway, right, so today I thought I would chat with you about something that happened this week that absolutely deeply saddened me and infuriated me no end. I'm talking about the Just Stop Oil activists and Stonehenge. For those of you who may be not aware, the Just Stop Oil activists decided it was going to be a good idea to chuck orange paint all over Stonehenge, on the stones, the day before the summer solstice, in a defiant act to prove a point. I'm going to say it, so cover your ears if you don't like foul language. It absolutely bored my piss. It really did. I was so infuriated by it all. And I thought we could just spend Sunday morning having a little chat about it. So, here we go. On Wednesday the 19th of June, protesters from the Just Stop Oil did the unthinkable and sprayed orange powder on Stonehenge. Not only did they vandalise the historical and spiritual site, but they did it the day before the summer solstice. But who are Just Stop Oil and why did they do it? Just Stop Oil are a non-violent environmental activist group who want the government to stop the use of fossil fuels, which is the major cause of climate change. They do this by high-profile, non-violent protests, which include blocking roads, stopping play at sporting events, and halting theatre productions, to name but a few. But on Wednesday of this week, activists sprayed orange powder paint the day before the summer solstice on a 5,000-year-old landmark. When asked why they did it, the answer was to demand the government to stop the extraction and the burrowing of fossil fuels by 2030, stating it's only orange paint, it won't harm the stones. 2 people were arrested, a 21-year-old from Oxford and a 73-year-old from Birmingham. But why did they do it? Did they achieve anything? And did they get their point across? And was it worth all the hassle? So, the day before the summer solstice, these idiots, for want of a kinder word, decided to storm Stonehenge while it was out to the public, get into the centre of the stones, which you're not allowed to do unless it's high days, holidays or special access, and then proceed to chuck orange powder paint all over the stones. Now, what you've got to remember is these stones are 5,000 years, if not older. Right? There is a lot of Neolithic writing on those stones. There's also a lot of nature that grows on that stones, like the lichens and the lichens and things like that. And 2 of these idiots rushed through the crowd, chucked orange paint all over the stones, and then sat in front of them in some kind of smug protest. A couple of the members of public tried to stop them, but to no avail. The deed was done. They were arrested, but when I looked on the internet this morning, I can't find if they were charged or not. They've been in the press an awful lot, Just Stop Oil, for their ridiculously stupid antics, like gluing yourself to the road, stopping ambulances, getting through to emergencies, turning up at sporting events. They did one at the Chelsea Flower Show, they did one at a snooker event, chucking powder paint all over the place. They've done art galleries where they've chucked tins of beans over, you know, priceless paintings. Just ridiculous stunts, because to them that is the way that they can get their point across. However, up until Wednesday, I was a bit like, idiots, you know, you're not going to achieve anything, so why are you doing it? You're just making a fool of yourself, you're making a show of yourself. The only attention you are bringing is to yourself and not your cause. However, when they did that to Stonehenge on Wednesday, I was fuming, absolutely fuming. I've never been to Stonehenge. It's one of the places I would like to go. However, I've seen lots and lots of documentaries on Stonehenge, and I find it to be a magical, interesting, spiritual, soul rejuvenating place. Anything with standing stones gets me. And I was absolutely disgusted by the fact that these people thought it would be a good idea to chuck orange powder paint on something that is bloody older than God or anything else. 5,000 years old those stones have been stood there. 5,000 years. They were moved with blood, sweat and tears, not once but several occasions. They were used as important burial sites. They were used to align the sun for the summer solstice and the winter solstice. And it absolutely beggars belief that these idiots think that it's perfectly okay to pull a stunt like that. I can't put into words how disgusted I am by that act. I really can't. I cannot find the word for it. I'm not a violent person by any stretch of the imagination. I'm a very whatever, walk away from it incident type person. However, if I think I'd have been there at the time, I'd have done something about it. Because you can't do things like that. Yeah, okay. They cause a bit of a ruckus, they chuck a bit of paint everywhere. On the odd occasion they've caused unseen amount of damage or harm, but as a pagan, that infuriated me. It really did. That is a spiritual home. And how would they like it if we came up to their homes and chucked orange paint all over their homes or inside their homes or over their families? I don't think they'd like it, would they? No. So why in God's name are these people allowed to do this, arrested and then probably let go with no charge? Because it's a peaceful protest, allegedly. It's a peaceful protest. Unless they've actually caused significant damage, or they have caused harm or, God forbid, death to somebody, then they're not going to get done. They'll just be allowed to pop off on their merry way to organise another stupid stunt to prove a point that nobody's listening to. I get why they've done it, not the actual act itself, but I understand where they're coming from. Yes, we're all into, you know, the environment, climate change, save the wildlife, recycle your litter, all that. But in this modern day, I don't think any of that is going to stop, because if it stops, then we'll be back to living on the land, drinking the rainwater and hunting and fishing and building fires, because we are too used to the modern way in which we live. And it's... Come here. Come here.
Come here. Yeah.
Sorry about that. We had a bit of an encounter with an off-lead dog, and I wasn't sure whether he was friendly or not. But he turns out to be. I do know the chap, but we never have a chance to stop and speak to him. So I wasn't too sure whether his dog was friendly or not. Anyway, we digress. What was he saying? Yes, I know we have a standard of living. We're used to our central heating and our internet and our cars and our gas and our food from the supermarkets and travel and clothes and all this. And if we stopped it because of the fossil fuel stuff, then we wouldn't have any of that. We would go back to living off the land, building fires, drinking rainwater, no internet. So there has to be a way to what's the word I'm looking for, to try and keep up our standard of living without harming the environment. However, chucking orange paint all over everything is not the way to go. Definitely not on a 5,000-year-old monument. Our ancestors must have been screaming. They don't understand what's going on, they only see it, they don't get it. So for these idiots to come along with bags of orange powder paint and chucking it all over the stones, going, oh, it's only paint, it'll wash off. Think of our ancestors. Think of what they must think when they see these people doing that. They must have been absolutely screaming, because to them, that is a sacred space. That is the equivalent to a church, a synagogue, a mosque. You know what I mean? I've not seen them do a church yet. I'd like to see them try. I don't think they'd do that because they think, oh, it's religion and you don't touch it. However, paganism may not be religion. It's spiritualism. And it's our way of dealing with the world. So yeah, that's my rant for Sunday morning. I'm really annoyed, and I will follow this and I will try and get some updates for you, because I'm fuming, absolutely fuming of what they did. It's unforgivable. Like I said, paganism may not be recognised as a official religion. It's spiritual, but it's our spiritualism. We don't go around defiling, oh, there's a big word for Sunday, defiling churches. So why are these people going around defiling our sacred monuments? And I'm going to leave it there, lovelies, because I'm getting myself in a state. So, on this beautiful Sunday morning, and there is a black cap singing. We are going to finish our walk off and we're going home to potter around and cook some dinner. So, I hope you all have a blessed Sunday. Do look after yourselves, lovelies. Remember, if you're struggling, please reach out, because there's always somebody there that will help you. Look after one another. And if nothing else in this world, lovelies, please be kind, because you don't know what that other person that's going through that stood next to you. And from me and Woo, we're sending you all much love and many blessings.